Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So I'm still at the glass fair at Himley Hall in this one, and I'm starting on the stall of Richard Burtonshaw, who, so Richard runs Premier Glass Fairs, so this fair's all down to him. He's given me permission to film, so yeah, we're going through his stall. He's a bit of a Czech glass specialist, I would say. There's more Czech stuff than others, I think. And yeah, he knows it better than me. It's not my speciality area. You know, I've got the things I know, and everybody else has got the things they know. Nobody knows everything. You can just plow on and learn as much as you can from whoever you can learn it from. Which is why this is a good place to go, because a lot of it is, you know, these people know what they're doing. They've got the right labels on. The other thing is that you don't really see any bullshit there. Sorry, excuse the French, but if they don't know, they'll just, like there was one bit and he says, probably Hungarian. He doesn't know. I don't know. He doesn't know. He has a thought on it. I didn't know what it was either, but, you know, at least he's honest. He's like, just put probably this, just the country, you know. And that's how it should be. Just don't make it up. Yeah. Don't rely on Google Images as your sole source of information. Anyway, with that said, let's go on and start looking at Richard Burtonshaw's glass. I've got like a 7-stage Wedgwood candlestick here. Yeah, as we go around the fair, we'll keep an eye out for them and see if there are any taller ones. We're looking at the 20th Century Glass website, and yeah, I thought I'd show you this because we've got the right colour here. It's called topaz. On here they've got other colours. I think they've got amethyst and green and clear. Not sure about any others. I don't know, I think I saw any others. But anyway, on this site there's about 15 of these candlesticks, and none of them have 7. These discs here, this is what counts in this world. The more discs the merrier. Now the one that Chris had there had 7 discs. On this website, even though he's got about 15, he's only got like about 2 or 3 5-disc ones, which is still good. But, and I'm sure someone has said 9, but I'm not sure that's right. Maybe someone can correct me on that. But if I expand this, yeah, there we go. On the picture here, you can see they've got a 7 here, but I don't see any 9. So maybe 7 is the biggest one. And they're, how can I put this? What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, the rarity goes up as you go up through the numbers. So, you know, the 1, 2, 3s are not common, but more, you know, that's more what you're going to more frequently see. As soon as you start going 4, 5, 6, 7, it starts to become rarefied the higher you go. And hence, the really tall ones make good money, because really what you're looking for is you want a little setup on your sideboard or whatever, you know, like with about 3 or 4 of them, all different sizes, and obviously the biggest one is the hardest one to get. So anyway, that's the, so oh yeah, let's go back and look at the details as well. So Sheringham candlestick holder by Wedgwood, designed by Ronald Stennett Wilson. He's got the patent number here, RSW 13, and later changed to SG, but this 3 must relate to the number of discs, so that must be an RSW 13/7, and has a special mark on the base. Anyway, there you go, and that's it. So I don't know what he was charging for that. I guarantee it won't be cheap because it's got 7 discs. I would like to point out that this stand I'm looking at the moment is Richard Burtonshaw's stand. And yeah, look up Richard Burtonshaw, because he runs the fair. He's the one that sets this. He's the one that's putting all the work, and he's the one that lets me come and film. So Yeah, it's very nice. And I will leave his details on here because he's got a card, so he's clearly happy for that to be there. So this is nice. I really like this lady here.
She
looks very Scandinavian. Export is Czech. Ooh. What price has it got? £60. That is nice because it's small but quite chunky. I mean, I recognise this. It's Czech. I know it's in the book, so I will look that one up. But export, I will look that up. So, I do like those engraved Scandinavian pieces, and I'm not just because it's a naked lady. I have one with a naked lady, but I don't have many. I have like the naked lady one, you know, and I have a mermaid, a fish. I have the Francis I of Spain, Romeo and Juliet, and some pheasants, and that's it. That's all the decanters I have with those Scandinavian engravings on. And usually I've managed to pick up all of mine reasonable, but usually they're not. So, which is why I don't have many. So, I'm interested if the Czech Republic were doing them, and they can be cheaper. Yeah, because I just like that style, and especially if it's got a bit of style about it as well. Anyway, so I've looked up. This is the Czech glass guide. There's a few other bits on here that are engraved. Yeah, like these. This is the export page, by the way. What's that one? I didn't look at that one. Oh, the picture's not very big. It's a jardiniere with like antelopes on. This one's cool though. Scrolling, here we go. Yeah, with Mercury on it. But yeah, I haven't really been able to find out anything more about them. I did do some general searches to see if I could pin down the lady and not metaphorically speaking, and get more details on who did it, etc., etc. But nope. The other vase that was there, I do know it's Crystalex. This is 20th century glass, and yeah, it was a bigger version of this. Crystalex bore Pavel Havla, 1968. So we've got a fairly good pin on that one. So anyway, let's move on to the next bit. Never seen these before. Don't know what they are. It's got a label inside. Let's see if I can pick it up. I can't read it. No. They're nice though. They're really nice. They're just stylish. They look like something from the 50s or 60s. Go. Classic piece of Krybska. Joseph Hospoda. It's £45. That's actually, because it's such a stylish piece, nicely coloured and everything, that is a good price. And I might even be able to get a patent number for that because I can look it up in the catalogues. We are looking at the Krybska catalogue for 1977, downloaded from the Czech Glass Guide. The designer for this work is Joseph Hospoda. Yeah, got that right. Anyway, so we've got these two choices here. I think it's this one. It's slimmer, so I think it's this one, the 316-1-22. Yay. So I think it's that one, and just for fun, went forward in time to 1999, and yeah, it's still for sale, although proportionally, actually, proportions a bit switched round here. The smaller one seems fatter than the tall one. Anyway, yeah, it's still got the same 316 122. In fact, that would make it, which one? This one. Oh, this one here. Yeah. So, yeah. So 77 to 99. That's 22 years at least they were making that particular vase for. So this looks like Rihimaki, but he's got Italian written on the back of it, but it doesn't look quite right. So, sorry that little clip was abrupt there, but I think it was all kicking off behind me and I just knew I had to wrap up quickly because someone was going to have a loud, long-winded conversation. Anyway, so I was talking about that bottle and I said, yeah, it's like it's Rihimaki, but it's got made in Italy on the back of it, on the label. So this is the Rihimaki. I'm looking at this and I'm looking at the picture of that I'd taken, and blooming heck, it is just like this, only this is a vase, it's chopped off, and that one was a bottle. So it's just like someone had just stuck a bottle ending over the top of it, and there you go, we've got a new design. So this is by Helena Tynell, patent number 1310 from the 1970s. So what have I done? So I've Googled like crazy for Empoli bottles. Nope. I've been through all of eBay. That's a nope too. 20th century glass. That's a nope. So I can't find that actual bottle. Okay. Did find the vase that I was thinking of. On this website, there's only, what colours have we got? Where's it gone? Is it at the top? Here we go. We've got amber, blue, and red. There's no green ones. But well, I thought I'd show you something else to show you what's going on. Yeah. So if I go back a page on here, there are these little bottles here. Also by Helena Tynell. And, yeah, if I go to eBay, there's this vintage Italian amber yellow bottle decanter Empoli Sunburst 1970s. So yeah, I think there's a bit of copying going on there. Flip me, it's probably more expensive than a Helena Tynell one. It's in America, and yeah, prices are Empoli glass in America is just like whoosh, who cares? It's got no quality, it's not even original design, we just want a truckload of money, who cares? Anyway, this is what's going on. So basically they've obviously taken this Helena Tynell design, made it into a bottle, and that's what the other one was. It's a different Helena Tynell design made into a copied by Empoli and made into a bottle. But I can't find the actual, so that bottle is probably a rare one, and I imagine with the top it's like a truckload of money, but in America anyway. I don't know about here, probably here's still worth something here, I would expect. But anyway, just so you get to see this is what's going on here. So this is an interesting piece. It doesn't look very interesting, but I'm doing this so you can see the label so that I can check it later. I've definitely seen it in the books. Look at this. Isn't that cool? With this like sunburst. It's all molded, but yeah, that is very stylish. So after a quick dig through the Czech glass guide, I found it. So it's designed by the name Rudolf Jernicki, Sklo Union, but it's made by Libachovich, 1969, and it's called Osaka. Dun, dun, dun. So I wonder if that's to do with the rising sun and all that business, because it looks like a bit of a, if it was painted red with red bursts on white, then it would be like the Japanese flag. But anyway, it's this is what it is, 1969, and I've never seen one. I think there, yes, Oh, yes, yeah, it's in this book that I've got as well, the Marcus Newell Glass Union, blah 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 book. So yes, I knew I'd seen the picture of it before, but I've never seen one in real life. Yeah, and it's quite a cool little vase, that one. So this is interesting. He's got possibly a Hungarian. Now, I had something that was a bit like this, but it was Home Guard by Ole Winther. I don't know if this is. It's very 1950s, this kind of style of work, this kind of little painting, sort of twee painting, but very, it's one of those things that you don't get it from straight far away. You have to look at it closely and go, oh yeah, that's nice. So yeah, that is quite nice. So after millions of searches for Hungarian glass and blue carafes and blue vases, etc., couldn't find it. But I wanted to explain what I was talking about. So I've actually sold this. I don't have this anymore, but this is something I had. It's designed by Ole Winther, 1959, for Home Guard, and it's the design. Look, it's from a distance, it doesn't really look anything a bit like that, and then once you get in close, you see these little weird little things, all these little funny rings with little gold lines around them that you don't see until you're really close. It's got the little wine glass with the bladed knops on it, and even the head here, if you go in close, can you see it's got lots of little lines for the hair. So you don't see any of that until you're close. And in actual fact, even where you've got the gold in here, you can see around the mouth, it's actually the mouth is originally etched and then the gilding is going over the top of it. It's just that kind of like small tiny details, and it's something that it was like a movement in Europe at the time. I remember seeing things like this when I was young that were kind of like oldish, but yeah, it's a weird design movement from the 50s that kind of like did these little small designs on something big, and you'd have to get close to see them. Look at this bit here. Ladislau Palancheks Skrudel. I can't say that, but we're getting close so I can get it written down. That's interesting. It's a bit like some of the Medina stuff where they do this double dipping, dip one side, dip the other side. Yeah, that's quite nice. Let's see if we can find out more about them. So what we're looking at is the Czech glass guide, Ladislav Palanček, and it's called Yours, I presume. And this is the feature I was talking about, where they dip one side and dip the other side and create this V shape. In this case, they're doing it in different colours, and it looks like they're doing a bit of pulling on the glass afterwards to create this bit of texture. Can you see here? Skudrolovich, I don't know how you pronounce that. And 1976. So here it is anyway. And I randomly mention Medina axe vases, and I'll show you what I mean. And it is different, but it's the same in a way. So you've got this central core vase here, and then they've dipped, don't do that. They've dipped one side, and then the other side, they've squished it flat, but it's the same, creating this V shape in the middle. If they were doing it in different colours, you'd see a similar kind of thing. I did actually have a look at a load of Medina vases to see, did anybody do that? But I couldn't. I mean, if you go back here, look, I was just looking at them, and loads of them. Some of them are more prominent than others, the V, but they generally have that V shape. There's one, you can see it. But I couldn't see that they actually did them with different colours. It's always usually clear edges. Scroll a little bit just in case, but I don't think so. And also the middle is coloured, and the sides are, although this one's been squished into a different. Anyway, I could go on looking at Medina axe vases or fish vases or whatever you want to call them for several hours, because there's so many different variations, but that's what I was thinking of when I saw that technique. So looking at this stall here, this is a classic example of why it's so difficult to identify something. So you've got this bright vase here, Home Guard. You got this one here, green one, Home Guard. You got this here, the same, well, virtually the same colour as this, and it's got white interior as well. It's Empoli, so it's from Italy. And you've got this one here, and he's even described it as Scandinavian style, and that is Empoli too. Yeah, that's why it's so hard to ID glass. So this is one of those occasions where you could mix and match and nobody would know, unless they knew, of course. But so this is one of the vases we were looking at just there. Home Guard. We're looking at 20th century glass, by the way. This is Home Guard, and you can see this should be, yeah, there you go. You can see like it's white on the inside, has a certain bright coloured look. All of them on here have a very bright look about them. You know, there are other colours as well. There you go, some blue and stuff. Anyway, if we go and have a look at this one here, Empoli. So we're going to go to the bargain bucket end of Italy, not Murano, and you got similar kind of things, similar colours, some bright ones. If we look at this one here, and you look inside, you can see, yeah, it's got white on the inside as well. So when you're looking down on them, you've got a few. You can see, oh yeah, they're bright colours, white on the inside, bright on the outside. They look like bottles and vases and all sorts of different things. But yeah, you could mix and match them and most people wouldn't know. Just create the look with whatever you can get at the time. So yeah, just I suspect Empoli was probably copying. just maybe. Here we go. White Friars, blue threaded vase. This is really rare and unusual piece. Yeah, that's nice. I really like that. We can try and look that up. It's going to be hard to find, I think, because I'm not sure the catalogues really bring out this colour gradation. So here is that bowl in the 1938 Whitefriars catalogue. This is the whitefriarsglassworks.com website. This one here, 7170, 5 sizes. I don't know if that's 10.5 inches. I think that might be a 9-inch bowl, roughly. It's yeah, I think it is. Anyway, I've tried to find out a bit more, see if I get a more exact date. Looking in the book, I think it's implying 1934, but I'm not 100% certain. And he's saying Barnaby Powell is the designer in the book. It's kind of like, I think it's saying that too. It's not, it's in the little squidgy bits underneath the picture and it's not really that clear, but I think it is Barnaby Powell. So this is interesting. So he's got down here Stevens and Williams, designed by Keith Murray. It's another one of those examples where it's difficult to tell unless you really know, because it looks a bit like John Walsh Pompeian. So yeah, I doubt I'm even going to find that, because some of the stuff that Keith Murray did, he did like about 3,000 designs for Stevens and Williams, and some of them they only like made a dozen of them. Unexpectedly, I managed to find the vase in a different colour. Stevens and Williams, Keith Murray. Keith Murray, I think he produced something like 3,000 designs for Stevens and Williams. And yeah, for some of them, they only made like about a dozen. Clearly, if I've been able to find another one of these in a different colour, maybe they made more. I don't have a price. So we know it's called Silver Rain. We know it's from the 1930s. The only other thing that I found that was interesting was there's no price, it just says sold, so we know someone wanted it. But found this on sale in America, $375, which makes £145 for that yellow vase. Look very cheap. One thing you do have to be careful of is that other people were making this kind of bubbly glass, and I'm not talking about control bubble, this is just bubbles in the mix. John Walsh also had similar vases. The range name for those was Pompeian, and yeah, looking through this, other people were doing that. I've seen several others, and some of them are new as well. So yeah, just make sure you know what you're doing before you go and splash a big pile of money on one of these things. Make sure you found the shape somewhere, some reference using that shape, because this texture of glass is spread around a bit, let's say. These are cute. I've never seen them before. Look at those. They're really nice. Home Guard. Part of the palette range. So I'll see if I can find that anywhere. Really never seen it before. Interesting. So we know exactly what those are. They're Home Guard, made in Denmark, designed by Michael Bang, 1968, from 1968, and the range is called Palette. And the thing I'm wondering is, that's £250 on there for 7 pieces. So I wonder how that works out. So there's a bunch of stuff on eBay, and it works out quite well. There's this one here, but they're not those little pots, but they are in red, so those are cheaper, and it's for 2 bits, so that's a bargain. But a lot of the others, I'm going to disregard these ones. The colour's not as good. This seems to be like over £50 a piece. So, and also I've been looking at other things like these are cheaper, £90. They're green, not as good. They might be okay if you mix them up with some reds or maybe some blues and other colours, but as a standalone, not so hot. Then brown, that's £50 for brown bit. What was this one? Yeah, so this one's 6 pieces, one's green, £463. So yeah, and they're agreeing, they're saying it's Michael Bang, Home Guard, etc., palette. What was this one? I can't remember what this one. No, that's something else. So yeah, I think the price on those was actually on the lower side, especially as they're, I think, a better colour than some of the others that might be cheaper. So there you have it. And we're going to move on. Well, I was going to say swiftly. We're not going to move on swiftly because I've yet to go through, check the bits, edit it all together and do it. Yeah, that's going to be a couple of evenings worth of work. But yes, we will be moving on to part 3 next. And I've just done a quick count up of how much film there is. And there's probably enough for about another 4 parts, maybe 5. So yeah, it's going to be another epic. Anyway, and there's still some really great glass to come. And yeah, so with that said, all the contact details for Richard Burtonshaw, yeah, I've got his card, will be in the description below. The references I used will be in the description below. And contact details for the fair as well will be in the description below. And please remember to like and subscribe because it really helps my channel. And I think that's it. So have a good night. Good night.